Hello everyone. In our previous class, we were studying A Truly Beautiful Mind by Albert Einstein, and we learned that Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in a small city of Germany. When he started speaking, he used to utter each and every word twice. His friends, his playmates used to call him Brother Boring, because whenever he went to them, he did not know, he could not understand what he should do with his friends. So most of the time, Einstein as a child, in his childhood, he used to play alone. He used to spend his time alone. When he was in school, the headmaster had once called his father and had told him that whatever profession Einstein was going to choose in his life, he would never become successful. And the reason he quoted, he put forward in front of his father, that he was a slow learner, he didn't take interest in studies, and regarded him as a very bad pupil. But Einstein was actually not a bad pupil. He was a good student. He scored good marks in all the subjects. Einstein hated his school in Munich because of the school's regimentation. Regimentation here refers to the rules and regulations of the school, which were very extreme. And he was not able to fit, he was not able to adjust himself into the tough, extreme rules and regulations of the school. So he decided to change his school for good. For good means that he might be able to adjust, he might be able to do good in other school. Einstein was also highly gifted in mathematics and science, mathematics and physics. And when he was in Zurich, he decided to complete his studies there. He also, other than he had a special interest in physics and math, other than he also found interest, he also got interested in one of his fellow mates, that is Milavia Maric, and she was a Serbian who had come there to Switzerland to pursue her education. Now, let's continue our chapter from paragraph 8. In 1900, at the age of 21, Albert Einstein was a university graduate and unemployed. That means at the age of 21 he graduated, he got the degree, but even though he could not find himself a suitable job, he was unemployed still. He worked as a teaching assistant. For some time he worked as a teaching assistant, gave private lessons, and finally secured a job in 1902 as a technical expert in the patent office in Bern. That is Berlin. So in 1902 he was able to get a job of a technical expert at a patent office in Berlin. Now, what is a patent? A patent is a document which gives the right to an inventor or to the particular person for his inventions. While he was supposed to be accessing other people's inventions, Einstein was actually developing his own ideas in secret. So he was employed as a technical expert, and his work was to assess, to help the people in their inventions. But here, he was developing his own ideas, his own experiments, his own inventions secretly. He did not disclose it to anybody else. but secretly he was pursuing, he was developing his own ideas. He is said to have jokingly called his desk drawer at work the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. So the bureau, the desk where he used to work, he used to call it the Bureau of Theoretical Physics because whatever the important inventions that he had made, it came out, it imaginated from the ideas imaginated from his mind on the same desk. I mean, most of the important inventions that he had made were from that particular desk. So he used to call it the Bureau of Theoretical Physics. One of the famous papers of 1905 was Einstein's special theory of relativity, according to which time and distance are not absolute. In 1985, Einstein was working on the special theory of relativity. And according to him, time and distance are not absolute. Indeed, two perfectly accurate clocks will not continue to show the same time if they come together again after a journey, if one of them has been moving very fast relative to the other. So he says that when two persons will be given watches and they will go on for a long distance, and when they would return, both the watches will not reflect, will not show the same time. There will be slight variation, there will be slight difference in the times of the two watches. From this followed the world's most famous formula, which described the relationship between mass and energy. And with that, the famous formula which described the relationship between mass and energy was followed in the worldwide, all over the world. In this mathematical equation, E stands for energy, M for mass, and C for the speed of the light in a vacuum about 3 lakh kilometers per second. That's air. Right. E is equal to mc square. Again, E stands for energy, M for mass, and C for the speed of light. When you sit with a nice girl for 2 hours, it seems like 2 minutes. When you sit in a hot stove for 2 minutes, it seems like 2 hours. That's relativity. So here Einstein has tried to explain relativity in a very simple language, simple way. He says that when you are sitting with a beautiful girl, even 2 hours will pass very quickly, and it will appear. You will feel that it has been just 2 minutes, but that long time of 2 hours will pass very fast, and you will feel that it has been just 2 minutes. But when you sit on a hot stove, even for 2 minutes, it will appear as very lengthy. It will be unbearable. So this theory of relativity has been explained in a very simple way, very simple sentence by Einstein. While Einstein was solving the most difficult problems in physics, his private life was unraveling. Unraveling means what? Starting to fail. Einstein was busy in solving the world's toughest problems in physics, but his own personal life was deteriorating, was failing, was facing lots of problems. Albert had wanted to marry Minerva right after finishing his studies. So he wanted to marry Minerva just after finishing his degree or after finishing his studies. But his mother was against it. Einstein's mother was against their marriage. She thought Minerva who was 3 years older than her son. That means Mileviya was 3 years older than Einstein. So she thought that Mileviya, who was 3 years older than her son, was too old for him. The first reason was that she thought that she was 3 years older than her son, so it would not be a suitable match. And then the second was she was also bothered by Mileviya's intelligence. That means Mileviya was an extraordinary student, very good in studies. She is a book like you. His mother said. Einstein put the wedding off. And his mother told him that she was like a book, like him. That means he was also a bookish woman. That means most of the time was invested in studies, in his books. And Mileviya was also a very intelligent girl, very studious. And she also invested her time in reading books, in experiments, in invention. So she said that when both of them will be engaged in studies, both of them will invest their time in studies, so they would not be able to live a very happy life, a happy married life. There will be differences. There will be clashes. So she had foreseen the result, the effect that was going to happen in their life. So she did not want, for that reason, she did not want that Einstein should marry Mileviya. And Einstein also put off the marriage. That means he postponed the marriage for some time. The pair finally married in January 1903. So both Einstein and Mileviya, they got married in 1903 and had 2 sons. So they had 2 sons. But a few years later, the marriage faltered. So they got married in 1903. They had 2 sons. But very soon, there was complications. Their marriage faltered. That means their relations became very weak. Mileviya, meanwhile, was losing her intellectual ambition and becoming an unhappy housewife. After marriage, she became a housewife. She also had ambition when she was pursuing her study. So she felt that as a housewife, she was not able to fulfill her desires. She was not able to fulfill her ambitions in life, for which she had come to Switzerland. So now for that, she was always unhappy, and there was constant argument with Einstein, and their relationship was faltering. That means was becoming weaker and weaker day by day. After years of constant fighting, that means argument, quarrel, the couple finally divorced in 1990. So after 6 years of marriage, after 16 years of marriage, the relationship could not last long, and they got divorced. Mileviya felt that she was not able to fulfill her ambition as a housewife. Her time was invested in doing household chores, bringing up the children, cooking food. So they had constant arguments, and at last finally they got divorced in 1919. Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year, and after getting divorced, Einstein married his cousin Elsa the same year in 1919. Einstein's new personal chapter coincided with his rise to the world fame. And it was a coincidence that the year he married Elsa, his cousin, and he got name and fame the same year. In 1915, he had published his general theory of relativity. So in 1915, Einstein has published his general theory of relativity, which provided a new interpretation of gravity. We know gravity, the theory of gravity, you all know. Every weight falls towards the earth. So in 1915, he has published his theory of relativity, An eclipse of the sun in 1919 brought proof that it was accurate. Einstein had correctly calculated in advance the extent to which the light from fixed stars would be deflected through the sun's gravitational field. Deflected, changed direction because it hit something. So Einstein has calculated in 1915 that when the solar eclipse will happen in 1919, the position of the stars will change to a particular degree due to the gravitational field of the sun. So he had calculated very accurately. A very accurate calculation was made by him about the change of position of the stars. The newspapers proclaimed his work as a scientific revolution. So that particular work was proclaimed, by the newspapers, that it had brought a scientific revolution. Einstein received the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1921. The first Nobel Prize was given in 1901. He was showered with honors and invitations from all over the world and lauded by the press. So he was showered with honor. Then he was honored wherever he went. He was invited by the world, by many countries. And he was lauded. The newspapers, the media, they lauded him, applauded him, praised him, took his interview and published it. When the Nazis came to power in Germany in 1933, Einstein emigrated to United States. Now, what is emigrated? To leave one's own country in order to settle permanently in other countries. That is migrate, to settle in other countries. And when Nazis came in power in Germany in 1933, that means the Nazis, the most important leader of Nazis was Hitler. Five years later, the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. Now, the Nazis came to power in Germany. Einstein emigrated due to fear. He migrated or emigrated to United States. And when the discovery of nuclear fission in Berlin had American physicists in an uproar. What is nuclear fission? Nuclear fission is a process through which atomic bombs, nuclear bombs can be launched. So all the physicists, they were afraid that the nuclear fission can be used by the Nazis to destroy, to cause devastation to the world, to the other countries. Many of them had fled from fascism, just as Einstein had, and now they were afraid the Nazis could build and use an atomic bomb. So they were afraid that an atomic bomb could be built and it could be dropped. At the urging of a colleague, Einstein wrote a letter to the American President Franklin D. Roosevelt. So one friend of Einstein requested him, urged him, and on the request, he wrote a letter to the President Franklin D. Roosevelt on August 2, 1939, in which he warned a single bomb of this type exploded in a port might very well destroy the whole port together with some of the surrounding territory. So in his letter he expressed his fear that if a bomb of that type could be exploded, if a bomb of that type explodes in a port, it was going to destroy the whole port along with the nearby area, nearby territory of that port. And it would cause lots of devastation, great damage to that particular area. It was going to cause damage to life and property. his words did not fail to have an effect. His words didn't fail to have an effect. The words had some effect. The letter that was written by Einstein to the president, it had some effect. But the Americans developed the atomic bomb in secret project of their own. The Americans also developed their atomic bomb in secret and dropped it on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945. That means during Second World War. The Americans built atom bomb, and they dropped on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And we have read, we know that lakhs of people were killed. Many people were infected. And it caused loss of damage to life and property. Lakhs of people were killed. And the effect of that bomb still can be seen. The people who were infected, the people who were injured in that war, still their generation after generation, they are somewhat physically handicapped. Einstein was deeply shaken by the extent of the destruction. The bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it caused a great damage. And Einstein was very much shaken. He was very sad. He was very upset. He was deeply hurt by the devastation that was caused by the atom bomb dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. This time, he wrote a public missive. Public missive? That means an official letter, a long letter to the United Nations. The United Nations exists today also. In it, he proposed the formation of a world government. And in his letter to the United Nations, he had he has proposed to form a world government. Unlike the letter to Roosevelt, this one made no impact. So the previous letter, also the first letter that he wrote to President Roosevelt, it had no effect. This one also had no effect. The letter that was written to the United Nations. But over the next decade, Einstein's popularity to campaign for peace, Einstein got ever more developed involved in politics. So now he got involved in politics and agitating for an end to the arms build-up and using his popularity to campaign for peace and democracy. So he started campaigning against the war of weapons. The whole world was trying to make themselves nuclear and atomic power. What the impact of those atomic bomb was going to happen in future? He was concerned for humanity. He started using his popularity to campaign against the armed war. He was concerned about humanity, brotherhood. He wanted to spread universal brotherhood. Campaign for peace and democracy. When Einstein died in 1955, at the age of 76, he was celebrated as a visionary, the world citizen, as much as a scientific genius. So no doubt that he was a scientific genius. But he was also concerned about the humanity. He was also concerned about universal brotherhood. He was also concerned about human peace. But no doubt, Einstein was a great scientist and was also a great visionary. Thank you.